Hey loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So I am here with the modern camper, and I like this home because it really gets to showcase a lot of the items that came with the tiny living pack, and I really love just the overall aesthetic of this. I wanted to convey the idea of tiny living, but from a more modernized perspective, so why not make a camper? This camper is perfect for the sim that really wants all of the luxuries of living in a traditional home. However, they want the freedom to move about and to just scale back the things that they have and the things that they use. So I felt like this was a good combination of those two ideals. Technically, with this lot, the first floor is basically just that trailer, so you will have to go up one level to actually see this lot. How I was able to do that is really simple. I found the trailer in the debug menu and I made a room off to the side and I moved it over on top of the trailer and I just lowered it down. So that's kind of one of the perks of the foundation update that we got like a year or so ago. And yeah, I've done this before in my celebrity RV build, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it on the screen or down in the description box so you can see the technique in a little bit more detail. But yeah, this is technically on the second floor. I wanted to keep this camper pretty simple, really straightforward, just a simple rectangular shape. Yes, it is a little utilitarian. It may be boring to some people, but I felt like this made the most sense if you're going to be traveling with a home, especially if you just have like a simple truck to move it around. You want to make sure that it's not going to cause any problems while you're traveling, and that's some of the challenges that people who live in campers and actually travel with them face. So it's best to keep things simple in that type of circumstance. Moving on back to the build, we are inside, and as you can see, I've placed several items inside. So there is a 2-seat dining table. Well, it's technically a 4-seat, but I only have 2 seats in here. There's also a cute little kitchenette. There's a TV, a Murphy bed, and a washer and dryer unit. Like I said, I wanted to make sure your Sims had all of those creature comforts, but still had the freedom to move around and to live a bit more simply. And I'm working on the outside now. I keep this gray color. I believe I do change the wall pattern in the end, but I definitely wanted to keep that outside kind of like gray, kind of like it has like a metal frame or a tin frame. That's something I definitely see a lot in campers, so I was trying to channel that aesthetic with this build. And the door that I'm using is from the Strangerville pack. That window that I currently have, I'm not entirely sure if I keep that window, but that one is from Discovery University. And the other asymmetrical window, I believe that's from Get Together. That one's either from Get Together or Get to Work. I definitely know it's a part of one of those earlier packs, so I'm sorry I can't tell you exactly which one is from, but I'm leaning more towards Get to Work. That's where that window is from. But yeah, I am just working on the patio area, and I changed the window, so I believe that bay window is from base game. But I would say the biggest challenge for me personally was just figuring out the direction of this. I was trying so hard to make this a off-grid camper, and it totally could be if you switch some items out, but if you're gonna have a camper and if it's gonna be nice, you want to make sure that it's on the grid. I believe the thing that really made me decide not to make this a off-grid camper was the Murphy bed. If you don't have power, the Murphy bed won't lift up and pull down. Like, it will just be stuck in the up position if I'm not mistaken. So once I found that out, I was like, okay, my mind is made up. This camper is broken into 2 sections. So there is the living space that has the kitchenette, the dining area, the television, and the bed. And then the bathroom area has the wardrobe and of course the plumbing. And I'm just I'm just kind of cataloging through all of these items and seeing what I wanted to use. And I really like this window that came with the Island Living Pack. I'm not sure exactly what kind of window it's called. I think it's called like a Bahama window or something like that, but it has like that piece that you can stick out instead of lifting up the window pane to let some air circulate. And in the kitchenette, I'm just using some base game counters and cabinets. Both of them are from Base Game, but clearly they are different aesthetics. And I have that wood burning stove. I'm not sure if I changed it eventually, but I chose the wood burning stove because, like I said initially, I wasn't sure if I wanted this to be on the grid or off the grid. This camper is definitely modern. It has a satellite dish on it. The satellite dish doesn't have any true function, but for decorative purposes, it definitely will make me feel like the internet is good and I'm gonna get all of the satellite channels, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I was just playing around with the pop out and I just decided just keep it simple. Also, I wanted to make sure that this would stay a micro home, so putting in those extra pop outs it was kind of messing with the amount of tiles that I would be able to use to keep it as tiny as possible. The reason why I wanted to keep it a micro home is so your Sims can get the most amount of perks, and also I just felt like it was more of a challenge. Here we are in the bathroom, and this is when I was kind of playing around and seeing if I wanted it to be off the grid. So I was playing around with candles, and then I was entertaining putting in like that big lighting unit from City Living, and that's why I kind of got rid of the double wardrobe, the walk-in wardrobe. But it doesn't work out. I'll tell you this now, it just doesn't work out. So I was just fiddling around with a lot of things. As you can see, there's a lantern in there. I'm cycling through the different wardrobes to see if I can still have shelving for storage, but also have like an official wardrobe so your Sims can like feel fresh and change their clothes. I mean, that's nice, right? And for now, I put the wardrobe back in, but eventually I take it out, and I think I go with one of the dressers from the Tiny Living Pack. Yeah, still just experimenting with candles. Like, it was just starting to look really ridiculous. It really was, because a lot of the off-grid items, or the items that are still functional off the grid, wasn't matching the aesthetic of this modern camper. So, you know, I just do the best that I could. And yeah, so I'm still in the bathroom, and like I said, I'm just swapping out items. I was contemplating using that disgusting tub. Well, I won't say it's disgusting, it's just I probably wouldn't bathe in it at all. But yeah, and I'm just getting rid of some of the other items that we don't end up using, and I'm adding in this little trash can. It's the one that's really expensive, but it pays for itself after a while. So I felt like if this is going to be moving around, they will probably want like a self-contained way of getting rid of waste and trash. Now I'm back on the outside, and I was putting in these planter boxes, which end up going away. I was thinking maybe these people would be into being self-sustainable and, you know, growing their own veg and things like that. But I started thinking a little bit more realistically, and I figured, well, if they are on a camper, they probably will be moving around a lot to different like parking spaces. So it didn't make sense for them to grow a garden if they were going to move in like a month, you know what I mean? So I do get rid of those, but I do like this little outdoor shed area that I'm creating, and I'm kind of modeling it after this shed covering thing that came with the Get Together pack. And what I just did, I just made a room on a diagonal, and I drew some excess wall pieces, and I'm putting windows, these tall windows from base game, on all of them just to make it look a little bit more clear and see-through, and also give off the impression that this shed can be closed or it can be used as a greenhouse. In this particular build, since I did get rid of the planter boxes, I'm just using this as outdoor space and outdoor dining. So if the people in this camper had like company or friends over, they would have this beautiful place outside to dine and just enjoy each other's company for a bit. So yeah, I really love how that turned out. My favorite items from the tiny living pack, I really love the dining chairs, the ones with the timber back and the cushion. Those are super cute. I also like the wardrobes because they don't take up the entire square. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but sometimes the wardrobes in The Sims 4 are just huge and like the scale is really off. So I like that we got some smaller pieces with this pack. And I also like the Murphy bed, but I had my sim, I didn't do this on purpose, but my sim got squished to death, and I just quit my game. I was so happy that I saved after I build, before I play tested everything, because my sim did get squished to death, and ooh, it was not fun. I was highly upset, but I was so happy that I saved after I finished building. I like the idea of the Murphy beds. I wish that wasn't a possibility for your Sims to get hurt, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It really sucks to be a Sim if you have to use a Murphy bed. But yeah, I pulled out this RV camper from the debug menu, and I was kind of using it as a model to try to pick some wall coverings and just some little details that was on a real camper. So as you can see, I'm just cycling through some wall patterns, and I eventually settle on this metal cladding from the Island Living Pack. And I also changed the roof, which you will see, and I'm adding in some lights on the back just to kind of resemble tail lights on the back of a vehicle. When I put the build mode into nighttime mode, I noticed that the lights came on and I saw the tail lights light up, so I thought that was a cute little detail and I wanted to include that. And I also noticed that on the hitch it looks like a little propane tank, so I found something similar in the debug item, which you saw me put on the hitch back there. And once I felt pretty satisfied with what I had, I just got rid of it. I was like, okay, I can take it from here. I can't make it look exact, but I am happy with how it turned out. And now I'm changing the roof. I just put it a different orientation, and it's just a gable roof that I adjusted the pitches to make it look more round. Here we are back into the bathroom, still trying to figure out how it's going to work. And I really wanted a washer and dryer. Like, I wanted this to be a modern camper. If you had dirty clothes, I wanted you to be able to wash them right away. And you know, it can be kind of painstaking to wash your Sims, like use the wash tub. I like that we have that option, but sometimes you don't have the time. You just really don't have the time. And I'm just adding back in that satellite dish and just some other little details just to make you feel like there's a little bit of luxury here. Now I'm just going to make a little bit of an outdoor chill space. I feel like whenever you're traveling around, it's important to just kind of take in your environment and really immerse yourself. And what better way to do that than to pull out a couple of chairs and maybe an inflatable pool and a grill and just really chill and just enjoy the environment around you. But anyway, you guys, I have rambled on enough. If you made it this far in the video, I just would like to say thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you're interested in seeing more thumbnails and things about my personal life, feel free to follow me on my social medias, which are always linked down in the description box below. And the download information for the modern camper will be in the description box. Feel free to download it from the gallery, and my origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.